Hello, it's Rebecca. Welcome back to our daily live stream. This is the day. This is the day. This is the day. This is the place where every single day at 12 p.m. Mountain Time, I hop on and I answer a question from the community. And it's just a goal I have leading up until the Christmas holidays. I just want to see if I can actually be consistent with something. So it is 12 p.m. and I have a question to answer. And I will also say, that if you have a question that you would like me to answer on the show, head on over to our website, hikelikeawoman.com. You can click the Ask Me Anything form up in the toolbar, or if you're on Instagram, you can send me a question. Just click the link in our bio. And today's question actually came to me yesterday and it was submitted on our website. So Liz sent me this question yesterday, and Liz asked, do you need boots to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, or would trail runners be okay? And that's a great question. And I'm curious in the comments below if you're watching live or if you're gonna watch the replay when the live is over. Do you hike in boots or do you hike in running shoes, especially when you're on a bigger hike? So we'll talk about Kilimanjaro a little bit. That's kind of like the theme of the channel right now, because I just got back from Kilimanjaro 3 weeks ago, and actually in 365 days, I will be on my way back from Kilimanjaro after my third climb. So can you climb Kilimanjaro in trail runners? And specifically, Liz was asking about ultra lone peaks. And that's ironic because I happen to have ultra lone peaks on my foot right now, and also these really cute socks. But these are the shoes that I wore on Kilimanjaro this year. So yes, you can climb Kilimanjaro in your running shoes. What I did to prepare myself for climbing Kilimanjaro in my running shoes was I did a lot of ankle strength and mobility work in the gym to strengthen my ankles, because I think a lot of times people like to wear a hiking boot if they feel like they have weak ankles or if they're not quite sure about strength and mobility. So depending on what you hike in regularly, if you're the kind of person who always hikes in trail runners or shoes, then you probably won't have any problem hiking with shoes on Kilimanjaro. But if you're someone that wears hiking boots a lot and is really used to that ankle support and stability from hiking boots, then I would recommend doing some ankle strengthening exercises as you're making the transition from boots to shoes. I will say, though, that on the very first day of my Kilimanjaro climb, so I did the 7-day Machame route, and I've done it 2 years in a row now, and I've worn shoes 2 years in a row. So both years, that very first day, our guides recommend boots instead of shoes because you're hiking through the rainforest and the trail can be just a little bit slippery. So they recommend that we start in boots. However, I think next year I'm just going to wear my running shoes. I don't know that it's necessary to wear boots the first day. The only other time that I wore boots on my climb was on summit night. So at midnight, you start hiking from Barafu, which is your final camp, all the way up to the summit, and then all the way back down to Barafu. So I did summit night, that summit push in my boots. And I wore boots on summit night because the terrain is pretty gnarly. There's a ton of rocks. I did it because once you get to the summit, then you have to come down, and coming down, you're coming straight down a lava field. And I just wanted that extra support coming down. I didn't want to twist an ankle as I was coming off of the summit. Also, it's pretty cold on summit night, and I can talk about my shoe, boot, heated insole combination, but running shoes were just going to be way too cold to hike in on summit night. Temperatures are 15 degrees, 10 degrees, 0 degrees, below zero. I don't know. It was cold, cold enough to freeze the water in your water bottles. So I don't like to have cold feet. So I went with a Gore-Tex hiking boot. There's lots of opinions on boots and shoes and hiking and what you should wear when you go hiking. And I really think footwear is a personal decision. And I think just because I wore my ultras on Kilimanjaro, I don't know that that means that you should necessarily wear your ultras on Kilimanjaro. It's really just a matter of what you hike with every single time you go hiking and what you're comfortable wearing on the mountain. This is a good topic for another video. So I think I will dive into um, my footwear strategy on Mount Kilimanjaro and what I wore for socks, shoes, boots, and then what I did on summit night to keep my feet warm. Because the biggest concern on summit night, well, there's two concerns. First is altitude, because you're getting up over 19,000 feet. And the second concern is staying warm. And you definitely want your feet and your hands to be warm on summit night. So thank you so much for that question, Liz. And for the rest of you out there, if you have a question that you'd like me to answer, I'm here every single day at noon. I actually just finished a really fun hike with a friend this morning. The news feels a little bit heavy right now, and so I just needed to get outside and get onto a trail. My thoughts are definitely with all of the families and community in Michigan who are really suffering right now. So I went on a hike and I feel much better mentally. And I will be back here tomorrow, same time, same place, answering your questions. And thanks so much for being here with me. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.